Hey you guys, this is Ev from Queens Recognize Queens, a unique coaching brand, guiding audacious queens back to their throne. And this is an important raise your hand, can I get an amen kind of conversation today. And we're here for Let's Talk Tuesday Transformations. So if you're joining with me today, please let me know where you are. I'm going to bring you into this calm vibe because I could do lit all day. Let's do calm today. Let's do calm because this is dear to my heart. Just healing. This is so dear to my heart, and I see so many conversations around it. So we have to keep talking about it so we can push through it, break it down, create new things together, stop the hating, doubting ourselves, and just rise quickly and not feel so much suffering and feeling stuck, right? That's the worst feeling, is feeling stuck. So if you are joining me today, let me know where you're joining from. I want to say what's up. I want to know where you are. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about how we transfer our pain to other areas of our lives, because we all do it, especially when we're not living up to our full potential, and we know it, right? We know it. We feel that aching from within, right? So let me know where you guys are joining from. I'm just going to give a couple more minutes. I hope you guys are having an amazing Tuesday. Miami in the house. I love Miami. I love Florida so much. I love Cali. That's my soul birth state. Miami. I love Miami. When I went to Miami, I loved it because it was like rainy, and then all of a sudden it was like a beautiful day all in one day. Hey, yay, Clearwater, Florida. Oh my gosh, Luma, congratulations. Good for you. That's amazing. For those of you that are just joining, I'm asking everybody, where are you joining me from? I want to know where you're at this point in the world, because things like this is kind of like us. We're connecting on a soulful level, energetically as well. And it's just so powerful. And that's why our perception of what coming together looks like is not really what it is. Because if you're here today, hey, Catherine, that means you came to hear a message. And I came to share a message because I always have them just brewing in me. And I want to talk. I want to talk about this because this means so much. Illinois, hey, Maddie B27, you're so beautiful. You are so beautiful. Thank you for tagging me in that post today. You know, I just wish I do what I do too, so the younger generation, can see what healing looks like. And, I'm so honest with my kids. I told my oldest, I'm like, mommy's growing every day. So you got to bear with me here because, we're always growing and evolving and reaching for our best self. So let me know where you're at. Catherine, I know you're close by. So thank you guys so much for joining me. And really, I have felt this shift of enough, right? Enough is enough, and own your power. Own your power, own who you are, and anything that doesn't add to that, I don't care what it is, and I don't care who it is, doesn't belong in your space. And tonight, talking about how we transfer pain is the opposite of saying, how do we heal, right? We can talk about healing all day and healing methods, but we need to be able to recognize and become super self-aware of our own habits to be able to look ourselves in the face. It's not easy to look yourself in the face. It's not easy to say, I'm not making the best decisions. I'm not proud of the decisions that I'm making. That decision that I made really wasn't me. Right? So that's not always easy to do, is to check yourself. How many people really want to check themselves? I do, because I always want to grow, and I don't want someone else checking me. You have to be the first one to check yourself. And I was thinking, when people say hope, right, for where they want to be, where they want to go, to me it sounds so pessimistic, because hope, and most if you doubt yourself, you have not a strong faith. Because even though you can doubt yourself, the fact that you move forward, the fact that you continue, this is what builds character, this is what builds who you say you are, and then it's also the constructs of who do you say you are. If you missed Sunday's discussion with KBZAF, that stands for Anne's Friends, we talked about how we don't want to let things go, and you might say to yourself, I'm such a loyal person, I'm so loyal, that you're holding on to a situation that needs to be let go because you're in fear. Let me know where you're from. Hey, Stefa. Because you're in fear that maybe there's not something better. How are you going to do better? You don't, like, all these self-defeating thoughts that lead to more self-defeating thoughts that lead to self-defeating energy that leads to self-defeating actions, and the list goes on. So talking today about how do we transfer our pain, what I knew and understood at a very young age, and I prayed for this because I didn't understand my life. I didn't understand my life. I had a mother that wasn't necessarily supportive. I was the only girl, so she kind of targeted me because her energy was getting abused as a woman, so she did it to me. My father wasn't there, and I just prayed. I'm like, Lord Jesus, help me, literally, and I've had those thoughts of suicide and depression, and that's what runs in my family. So it's all these things that I'm fighting against, and I realized it's just a transfer of pain. We're all transferring our pain, and we develop our beliefs, our paradigms, and our childhood, and there's just certain things that are so deeply in there. If you start talking about them, I start talking about them. When I talk about those little girl issues that I really feel and that prohibit me from asking the universe, God, this whole shindig for whatever we want, because we limit ourselves and we say, well, I can't obtain that because I can't do that because, and we get stuck because we have real issues and we have real facts of why we can't move forward, right? But in the same breath, what you think about most expands, so if you're always thinking about how you're not going to get somewhere, that's why you're stuck, but I want to take it back to our childhood, because with those learned beliefs, as we become adults, we have to really analyze, like, what am I investing my time into? And I want you to imagine your brain. Just imagine someone cut open your head, it's empty. That's the space you have to fill it whatever you want. And when you're indulging in negative conversations, you're indulging in self-defeating behaviors, when you're indulging in wanting to be somebody but not living up to that person, and you're not making decisions congruent with what you say you are, especially on social media, that's big, right? Pretend who you are on social media, like people just fake people and create fake pages. It's just unnecessary, but who are we and what are we investing in? We invest in relationships with people. We're investing in all these things heavily, trying to fix broken situations. And for me, when I look back to my childhood, those were things that I did, like literally. So trying to fix broken things as a kid, if something was broke or just like messed up, my mom always came to me and would say, hey, Ebony, can you help me with this? And I would help her with it, and we settle because we don't believe we deserve more, because there's all that pain that we've balled up, because there is a difference between moving on and letting go. Most people move on, right? You say, fuck that, I don't give a fuck, I'm just moving on, right? I'll be moving on, just insert my, right? That's how we think. But it's not productive. It doesn't lead to another expanding thought. And who you were as a little girl, just think about it. When you shrink yourself, you're your little meek, mild girl. And shout out to Mo Keto Fit Chick. Go follow her, because the other day she posted on Facebook, hey, why don't you guys look up what humble means? Now come on, what do y'all think humble means? It's like noble. Think of all the things you think humble means. Noble, reserved, diligent, I don't know, add positive words. We all think it's positive. The exact term, what it exactly means is you basically are submissive. You're submissive. You're submissive, and you have or you show modest or low estimate for your own capabilities. I'm going to say this. Y'all can say amen. Fuck humble. Do not fucking be humble. Because that's the shit that leads to other areas of our lives of where we shrink to our little girl selves. You guys all know that. You need to be seen, not heard type thing. The whole program we were taught, and you guys have to remember, these are programs. So the same way we have programs on our phones and apps, you got to be able to go into these apps and say, hell no, honey, I don't want that in my life. and that's where we feel pain, because we know our potential, but we shrink to a little area, and then we try to be like, oh, well, I came so far, but you could go so much farther if you just believe. That's why I said in the beginning, hope without faith behind it or belief, that's just a wish. You're just wishing for shit. And when you hear people talk about, oh, I hope I go there, I hope people like me, it just sounds so pessimistic. But when you really have that fire within and that hope, and that's developed over time, how could you not have hope? You're breathing. How could you not have hope? There's so many other things happening around the world, and they're not happening to you necessarily, certain things, right? So you have to be thankful for that. Gratitude. Right? You have to be thankful for all these different things that you have. And that's why I have Lisa talk about meditation, because that was what put me into a mind state to be more self-aware. Right? Because how many of us, I know if you have not seen the Red Table with Jada Pinkett and Gabrielle Union, shout out to those beautiful women. First of all, they talk about queens recognize queens and what catty women do and all that other stuff that we don't talk about, because we talk about queens recognize queens, as well as healing. And she says you have to be accountable for your own healing. You have to be accountable for who you are, who you say you are, what you go out in the world and do. And I think sometimes we feel ashamed, and we feel like we have to do these grand actions. We have to do what other people are doing, social media. We got to rein it in. And if you're not able to have something that you do that centers you, right, constantly, and it doesn't have to be a super duper spiritual thing, but it's a calming of the mind, right? It's a pausing. And the other thing she talks about was something that she had to get used to was it's okay to be alone. Being alone does not mean loneliness. That's your state of mind if you believe that. It does not. How I recharge and how I stay afloat and how I just become my greatest self is a lot of time by myself. So that way, when people are saying things to me and got an opinion, I know better because I know me. And sometimes people throw us off our tracks, and they're just distractions, and the situations don't matter. People are vehicles to your destiny. Right? So using your pain as your power. People, things, situations, circumstances are vehicles. Hop in them to your purpose, right? But we miss them. And I can sit here all day and say, I've been through this, I've been through that, I've been through this, I've been through that. And we listen to it, and Gary Vee talks about it all the time. I'm going to share all the information I know, because 90% are not going to do it and 10% are. Be the 10%. Let that grow to maybe 20%, because we're affecting our future generation on how we act, how we think, right? And how pain is transferred, how energy is transferred. I don't know if you guys saw the video on Facebook where it starts out with a guy getting a ticket. He gets in his car. I'm going to try to read the comments after, you guys, because if not, I'm going to get so sidetracked. And I love you guys so much. I hope you know that. I love you guys so much. He gets a ticket, gets in his car, goes to work. He's the boss. He yells at a guy. The guy yells at another woman. The woman yells at her son. The son hits the dog, right? And we don't think that far, right? Because we're just in our emotions. We're tired. We're overworked. We're stressed. We're not making enough money. We're not doing this. We're not doing that. We could have better this. We're kind of grateful here, kind of grateful there, kind of reining in, but what are we doing? And how are we viewing our pain? How are we viewing, I saw someone say, and hey girl, hey Siobhan, if I'm saying that correctly, Siobhan Nell, hey girl, hey, reconciling my little girl currently. That's so important, you guys, because if I walked you through a time in your life where you felt less than as a little girl, and that's a painful place. As a kid, when you feel rejected, it's like your whole heart is broken. When you feel unseen, when you feel unheard, when you feel like you can't express yourself and you don't have a solace, and you don't have, it's kind of just like you're out there, but that was a vehicle to your purpose. That was a vehicle to your calling, and we can't be half-ass grateful for who we are. We can't be half-ass, living up to our potential, because we do it. I've done it. That's why I'm talking about it, because I know it, because I've been there or experienced it. Like, it's just I'm not pulling it from anywhere. And I know that by reining in my potential, and for those of you that join me for Friday meditation, live meditation. My brain is going faster than my mouth. like, you guys feel it when you meditate and you take that time, and then I'm guiding you through just the vibes that I'm feeling, and what I feel like people need to hear, and the message I'm hearing. It's just so amazing. It's so amazing. And that's how I started out, was with guided, and now I don't do guided really as much, but there's your soundtracks, right? We all know what we're thinking up here, right? World, gotta go to work, gotta go blah, blah, right? And look at school. Come on, school is what, 9 to 3, get a break at 12. Work is 9 to whatever, get a break at noon. Like, they do this. School was made for factory work, and we've compiled that as our paradigm. And so many of us are just like, I know there's more. I see it on social media. Everyone's quitting their job live. Like, I'm trying to join the club, right? And be free. We all want that freedom. We don't want to live our life in constraints, but sometimes we just don't know how to get there. And to me, like, everyone that, clients I work with, you have to be willing to dedicate yourself to meditation. Because for you to say you don't have time to record yourself, for Christ's sake, like, do something. Put something in your ear that says, I am enough, I am priceless, I love, and I completely love and accept myself. I commit to being my best self every single day, and I commit to the actions that come in alignment with that, right? I commit to having faith over fear. I commit to not feeding into the vacuum of anxiety, fear. Like, record it yourself if that's what you want to do, because you don't want to meditate because you think it's too woo-woo over there, not your thing. It's for everybody, because the day and age that we live in, if you're not meditating, and if you don't have a practice that reigns in your soul, I'm not talking about your mind, because we can all think and read and write books, I'm talking about deeper than that. Because it's kind of like that day when you're having a bad day, and then you go home and you flip out because you were having a bad day. That was it. That was something that was like way down there that had nothing to do with the overall day. Look at the big picture. My grandmother always used to say, don't look at the big picture, especially when you're overwhelmed. But when you're trying to get real about life, you have to look at the big picture and be like, okay, I still have time to fix this. I still have time. And if you don't have time, for those who say they don't have time to meditate, what do you have? Like, what else do we have that's something that we can say is going to help shift the needle and move us forward? It's time. So what are you doing in that time? How are you investing it? Are you investing it in conversations of gossip? We've all been there, and even just talking about shit that's factual is still gossip, right? Because it's not positive to your soul. It doesn't add to your day, doesn't add to your business, doesn't add to your job, doesn't add to your life, doesn't pay your bills. Fuck it. You have to get super focused on your healing and being real with yourself, and totally going back to that little person self. And don't spend too much time there and get all sad for too long about it, because it's over and done with. You were a whole nother being at that time. Now you are in your adult self. And you have to really look and say, hey, where did I shrink myself? Where did I think it was not okay to go past this level? Right? Some people are so dedicated to their families and what their family do that they're like, my daddy cut meat, I'ma cut meat. Like, that ain't me. I want my girls to, I want them to do whatever they want to do. If they want to be queens, recognized queens, CEOs in the future, in their future self, doing something else with it, with tech, I don't know. They're beautiful women. I don't care, but I want them to be happy, and I don't want to impose my beliefs on them. And so many of us have had negative imposed beliefs, right? If you grew up in chaos, you tend to think shit's not going to work out. If you've had bad experiences, you tend to think, you know what, life is just not fair. It's just not fair. I'm not lucky. Kind of have good luck, but deep down inside, I really feel like bad things just happen, and I have no control. But that's not a positive way to think about that at all, because it doesn't help you. And that's called a defining belief. So I teach that in my Returning to Your Throne course. That will be coming soon as a group coaching program, because my goal is to help you heal. Because when you heal, you unlock your potential, and you stop making excuses, because you get real with yourself and you say, yeah, YOLO, I only have one life to live, and I'm gonna live it, and I'm gonna stop giving excuses for why I'm not as good as this person. Put your fucking self there. Like, that's exactly how I feel. Put yourself there. Put yourself where you see all these people. Don't make excuses of why you can't make a lot of money, right? I can't make a lot of money because all people that are always charging and talking about their products, like, they just come across like, focus on who you are, right? And this is what meditation does, because it's focus on who you are, right? And the longer you do it and the more you do it, it gets better. But if you expect to have a meditation session and just transform and like see Jesus, that might happen. You never know. It might happen. You probably have untapped skills as well. So many people of us out here denying our skills, denying our intuition. Is if you don't listen to that inkling, if you weren't on the live with the Gold Hippie, if you do not follow her, go follow her now. The Gold Hippie. I'm dropping names because these are amazing people that I totally vibe with and I love them. She was talking about with intuition, within that first 3 to 5 seconds that you hear something, go. That's the thing to do. And even when I'm driving, every single time my mind shows me a picture of going another way, that I go this way when I drive downtown, and I ignore it, end up going that way, and I'm like, shit, when am I going to remember this? But that's just like little stupid stuff, right? I don't want to be constantly making big mistakes in my life and, learning lessons. But in the same breath, the lessons that I will learn, I've learned enough and I've become wise enough to understand they're just here to propel me, right? Because some of them, they really do piss you off, right? People talking about you, all kind of crazy stuff, negativity, people not supporting your dreams. I mean, all these things that we're dealing with. But we don't have to equate ourselves to that. And when you can focus on who you are, your ability to connect with God on a regular basis, to be in tune, we all have that ability to be in tune with ourselves, and to be really real, to trust it, to understand it, to hear it, and to live grand. That's why I love the color gold, because gold to me is just, and if you look up these, it's something made by the earth, of course, right? Why would it not be energetic and powerful and have resources that we can use, But that's on a whole nother level. You should have been on the live on Tuesday with the Soulful Touch Wellness, and I'm going to be announcing the winner as soon as I finish this. So I hope you entered. But you guys, let's get real. Let's get real. And this is how we transform our lives. We transform our lives by looking deeper than what we typically think and getting a little bit more real. Because if we really asked ourselves, am I really living to my full potential? Like, is this just all there is? Because even musicians and celebrities, you see them all go through these transitions of, who am I? And that's not a bad question to be asking yourself. And that's not a bad question to really step back. And, I think sometimes people get angry when you don't want to feel the pain of the world. And for me, I'm not negligent of what's happening in the world, but I also know that when I can be calm, find my purpose and my footing, when I go out in the world, it's more impactful. It's not driven by, I'm a people pleaser, so I say yes to everything. These are forms of self-love and self-care. People think it's complicated. It's simple. No is self-care. No. All of us, we say yes to everything. We get overworked, underpaid, or, we're excelling in one area of our life, but we just can't figure out that other thing. We just can't figure out how to take that other thing to the next level. And if you look at the relationship of your pain in certain areas of where you give and take, we just supplement it in different areas, and it shows in our behaviors. But we have to be the first ones to acknowledge, what behaviors do I invest in on a 24-hour period that do not aid my growth? That's a simple question to ask yourself. Simple, yet transformative. Every day. Every single day. We can't get motivated just when we want. You have to be motivated all the time. You have to learn how to motivate yourself. But how many of you out there meditate? Let me know. Just gonna read these comments and probably drink some water. I love that show too. The Red Round Table, is that what it is? Red Table discussion. I love that because even she says this is her year of growth, and this is the year of everybody's growth. And the fact that me standing in my power gives you permission and proof to live in your power, because you go, oh wow, if she can do it, I could do that. I could not judging, not wanting to emulate someone, just focusing on your own flow and loving what it looks like to show up, because I'm your sister, right? Queens recognize queens. This is a brand to uplift and to give you valuable knowledge and experience that I've been through, to share that our pain is our power. Hey, Kristen. Hey, you guys. I can't see who's on. If you're still on, say hey. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry I didn't see all these comments. Hey, you guys. Hey. Okay. Hey girl, hey. The other thing, last but not least, we're going to talk about fears real quick, right? Because when you limit yourself, you feed your fears, right? And going back to that example of your brain, cut it open, nothing's there, take the brain out, just space. You fill it with fears every single day, right? The fear of being too successful, the fear of living up to your potential. And I love that quote that says, we're not afraid of the darkness, we're afraid of our power and how powerful we really, really are. And it feels good to be comfortable, because when you're comfortable, it's almost like the easy way out, because everybody's doing it. It takes courage. It really does take courage to be yourself, and that's not an understatement or a cliche. It takes a lot of solitude, it takes a lot of understanding, it takes a lot of pursuit of wisdom, right? Because I just want to know. That's how I'm like with God. I just want to know. I just want to know. And so many of us hold in our secrets, we hold in our skeletons, we hold in our pain, we keep having the same relationships with the same people, letting people stress us out, letting people hurt our feelings, taking things personal, taking situations personal, when again, things, experiences, and people are vehicles to your purpose. That feels different. That doesn't feel so heavy. Too, how could she do that to me? How could she do this? How could they do that? Why am I not where I'm at? Whatever's not adding to your greatness. And I've been there. I have been there. Pain equals growth. Absolutely. We have to, and Luma Hawkins, I love that. We have to embrace and love our individual storms. It only means there is something so much greater than we can imagine on the other side. Embrace the pain. Absolutely. And transmute it. And transmute it another way for just transferring it and getting rid of it and letting it go and really feeling that and praying over that in your mind, because you're thinking in your mind anyways. Use that same power to combat that feeling, right? And that's what I do with journaling, and these are all different tools. And I'm telling you guys, I feel and I know it's a lot of work. You have to cultivate your environment, which means, what do your surroundings look like? I don't have candles just for this. I like candles all the time. I always have, always. I love candles. I love the ambiance. I love what they remind me of. It's fire, right? The fire of God, the fire of life, the fire that's eternal, right? Wind, nature, all these different things. Everyone thinks it's woo-woo, but these are tools given to us to say, hey, relax. Everything is abundant. Everything is going to be okay. Everything always works out, right? All these big cities used to be, they're just remainders from volcano explosions, they're sitting on volcanoes, but that's life. Life, when you really look at it, teaches you it's gonna be okay, and working together and learning from our lessons and trying to embrace compassion. That is hard too, y'all. Like, loving is hard. Don't act like y'all, oh, love, peace. Loving is work too, right? Being able to love people that do you wrong. And that's when I learned about turning the cheek with Jesus. Because back in the day, I'm like, I am not turning the cheek. Like, I'm going to fuck you up. You put your hands on me, excuse me, y'all. Like, I don't play that. Do not put your hands on me. I grew up with all brothers. Don't do it. Like, that's, we got that. You draw that line, But you don't want to be like that. You don't want to be in that mentality, because it's very low vibe, right? What happens? You end up going to jail, fucking locked up. Don't lock me up. I'll be crying there the whole time until somebody come get me. Like, seriously, probably won't have no water left in my body. But it's just not a place to be. It's not a place to be. And we have to be able to do all these routine things, right? Cultivating the environment, creating space, getting rid of things, relationships, those things that you're investing in that don't work. I don't care how long you've been friends. I don't care. Because there's a part of it, a piece in you that has some attachment to it, has an attachment to the way you think about it, and you really do have to choose peace, right? Focus on who you are. We're getting to this. Focus on who you are. Focus on your peace, because that's how you really hone in on what you want to do, and you ask bigger, because energy is everything. And people do dump their energy on you, right? You talk to someone on the phone, they drain the hell out of you. You're like, oh my God, I need a nap after talking to her, right? Or I need to like focus on energy. I wanted to say that too. Focus on the energy exchange. Tip 101, right? What is the energy exchange in anything? Your job, right? Because I've been in this situation where I've dreaded my job. That's excruciating. Excruciating as hell, because you go to work and you're like, one wrong thing, I'm gonna cuss you out. Like, I'm 2 steps away from walking out, right? You know, but peace, when you fill your mind with peace, it's incredible what you can do. Yes, what you can overcome. Absolutely. Absolutely. I've been there. Hey, Portia. That's why I stay staging my space. You said you sage all day. And doing that, you know, you guys, that has these things, look them up. Like, don't just, when you hear people talk about stuff, like people be talking about stuff, right? We have to Google everything. Like, check out what people are saying. Check out what I'm talking about. Because it's an elevated level of healing. It's an elevated level of saying, hey, angels really do exist. And they be talking to us, and they be giving us signs, and they be showing us things. Like, do you know how frustrated they must be dealing with us earth folks? Like, yo, she really does not remember. Like, but again, it's all part of life. Essential oils, yes, I love them. My favorite one right here, orange. One of my great friends, Heart Space Living. Hey girl, hey, Yasmin got this for me, sent this to me as a gift from the universe. Her, I just love it. And it's an energy booster, right? And when you understand the benefits of that, right? It's kind of like how scents make you think of someone, or it's like a negative reaction, right? That you like see or smell something, you're like, oh, don't like that feeling, right? Yes, we are angels, absolutely. And it's funny because when I was born, my mother already had 2 boys. My father really wanted a girl, and supposedly to him, he'll still admit it to this day, he wanted a girl, and he saw little footprints in the snow and told my mom, oh my God, we're totally having a girl. And then I was a girl, and I was a preemie. So anyways, angels, we are absolutely. And if you don't have a pistol, grab a crystal. I cannot with you. That's so true. Yes, grab your crystal. She also sent me this one. So shiny and golds and emeralds. I have stones everywhere. This is enhanced healing that comes from the earth. There's nothing wrong with it. You'll be all right. You will be all right. That's so funny. Awesome, you guys. Awesome. So actually, you know what? Today, Pyrite, yes. All right, I think I covered everything, and I have to write notes because I like to talk about everything all the time. And that's the thing. So let's talk Transformation Tuesdays, because I want to transform your life. When you show up to these, I want you to walk away just screwed up a little bit. Like, you just have to digest it. You know, because it's important. It's important to keep taking it higher and being able to have people you can do that with and being able to connect. That's why I love social media, because if you want to see the positive in social media, you will. And if you don't want to see the positive, and if your timeline is filtered with things that are not positive, you are ruining your energy. You are adding to the negative force you don't want in your life, right? So anyways, I'm going to do an angel card read. Do you guys give me permission to give you a reading? So all of you cultivating, just give me some hearts. If you would like me to pull a reading, I love doing angel card readings. And for me, I had gone to a medium. Everyone was like pissed off at me, everyone in my family. I grew up Christian. I've researched every religion because I'm just curious as hell. And you cannot tell me something and I just believe it. Like, I'm like, my favorite saying and quote ever is, question everything you've been told, dismiss what insults your soul. Because people will lie to you, and the people that love you will lie to you, right? That's why we love soap operas, right? Because it's like, everybody lying. They all lying, everybody, you know, and we can't be okay with that. And we have to take this generation to a new level by taking ourselves to a new level and by not accepting limits. And only you can keep diving to test your limits and to say, you know, I'm really afraid to do this, but I'm going to figure it out. And that, especially as women, you have to learn how to figure it out, create your lane, stay in your lane, build your lane, and just keep, hey, best friend ever, my girl Sade, best friend ever. 25 years, y'all, love her. But staying in your lane and focusing on yourself, that's not a bad thing. Being selfish is not a bad thing. And as we learned earlier, humble means submissive. Humble means meek and mild and modest and you know, doubtful of your own, your own self? Why would we want to be humble? And we all say these words. Words are energy. Everything is. Writing, journaling. Hey girl, hey. Speaking, the conversations we're having. And you have to remember, you only have so much space in your brain to fill, right? You only have so much space to fill. And even if you're talking about things that are factual, they're bringing your energy down. They're not adding to who you are. If they're not adding to your greatness, if they're not taking you to another level. And it's not like you have to be having spiritual conversations all day. We're talking about vibes, right? What is your, rate yourself from a 1 to 10. What do your vibes look like throughout your day? What's your energy level? Are you tired? Do you feel depressed? Do you feel unmotivated? Do you feel stuck? Because a lot of people I deal with, that's what I hear. And I'm like, ugh, right? Because you can feel like that. Just keep having faith, right? Real faith, not just saying it. Faith. And be patient. Have those days when you're feeling like, ooh, this is just oppressing. I sing. You will catch me. I sing all the time anyways. But my girls be like, my one youngest was like, can you stop singing that song? Because, you have to express it in some way, and don't transfer it to your children. Don't transfer it to your spouse. Don't transfer it to your friends. Don't transfer it to your family by reacting negatively, always being reactive, not controlling, your emotions, and your being accountable for yourself, So, excuse me, you guys. This is so gross. Hate that. Let's see. I love to write when I'm upset. I journal with people to help relieve stress. Absolutely. I did that as a teen. And that's why I got to where I'm at. And I would encourage you to take that another level, because I used to read, I don't know if you read what you write. I used to read it to see where I was at, right? I'm like, oh, I don't want to be in that space. It's kind of depressive as a teen. And then, now as an adult, I know you have to tell your brain what you want it to do. And the younger you are, the better, right? So you want to say, I will patience. I will power. Will your power. God is giving it to us, and we fall short of our own grace by creating our own roadblocks, our own chains, our own blockages, and we love to blame it on everything else of why we can't be successful, why we can't make as much as we want, why we can't have healthy relationships, why we can't get along with people, why about everything else, opposed to what can I do to change this? What can I do to take myself to another level? And what pain, for sure, the first thing I'm talking about first and foremost, what pain am I hosting from my little girl self? That's so important. I write my feelings into jokes instead of getting pissed. I definitely need to work on that. I let others' energy bleed into me. Yeah, and we do it because, go back to humble, right? You think being humble, being an overgiver, being a giver to people of our time, listening to them when they complain, all these different things, is being a good friend. It's kind of like helping a drug addict. The more you help them, the worst, right? It's the same in our own lives with everyone else. As bad as it feels to be every girl for herself, right? What did Kristen say the other day? KBZAF, I don't know if you're still on here. She said, act as if you are all alone. I forgot the exact words, but as if you have nothing. That's what she said. As if you have nothing, and as if you have everything. Because both will serve you. Right? You'll invest in the right relationships. You'll take it more seriously. If it doesn't serve you and those people are not growing, unfortunately, you being around them is bringing down your energy. You need to hang around winners and people that are doing big things so that you're inspired to do great big things. If not, you're staying comfortable, right? There's you, right? There's your limiting beliefs and all these things that you think and you believe, right? And I'm going to talk about this in the masterclass. So if you sign up for the meditation, which the link is in the bio, it's only $9.99. If you sign up for this, you'll get the replay on the masterclass if you can join on Sunday, but talking about defining beliefs and expanding beliefs and building on them. Because when you have a defining belief, so many of us think, oh, I'm limitless, I'm this, I'm that. Your defining belief can be as simple as I'm a mother. I'm a mother, so I can't do that. Or judging people. She's a mother and she has her boobs out. She's a mother and she, right? It's a belief. And the more you let go of things that don't serve you, thoughts that don't serve you, people worry so much. Worry but don't act. The difference between me is, even if I may worry, I'm acting. I'm making moves. I'm listening to God. Where am I going? Where should I go? What should I do? Like, let's just keep it moving, because the minute you stop your train, it's harder to get it back going. And the longer you stop that train, it's even harder to get back going, because you're piling more issues, more experiences, more situations that don't add to your greatness, although they're all meant to be. And if you want to choose to live your life and not recognize your potential until you're on your deathbed, which I saw with my grandfather, then do that. But if not, be the 10%, right? 90% of people will hear information and do nothing. 10% will hear information and do something. And something is starting, and something is saying, being calm. Let's talk about being calm. Being calm is a virtue. You know, calm for yourself, first and foremost, because it causes stress when you escalate your blood pressure and all these other things. You know, being calm is okay. So the link is in my bio for that meditation course, and if you sign up for it, the first 33 people, what I will be doing is a masterclass. Hey, be so amazing. Hey girl, hey, I love your name. If you join, I'm doing a masterclass on meditation. We're gonna go over beliefs. We're gonna go over how we hinder ourselves, ways to be confident, ways to live in your power. Because so many of us, we go out there and then we shrink back. We go out there and then we shrink back. We go out there and then we shrink back, right? And we retreat. And you have to live so bold. And the more I learn, I'm just like, it's you got to be a beast about your goals, you know? And it really comes down to your mentality and saying, hey, I deserve that. I deserve that so much. I'm priceless. I don't come with a tag, right? Because living that in that paradigm and that matrix of there's not enough, I can only afford, those people are doing this, right? The lower level you get, and I've also explained that as a building, you know, the lower level you get in that building, those people think a certain way, and you cannot change them, right? You have to work with people who want to be changed, you know? So if you have people in your life, a lot of us, we're just letting people dump on us, letting them pour into us, because we're feelers, we feel everything, we're empaths. The last day to purchase the class would be Saturday. Yeah, so at least I need 24 hours. So the day before, so you'll have until midnight Saturday to purchase the class. So I mean, you're purchasing the meditation for beginners course. I'm teaching. Hey Peter, what's up, girl? You're so beautiful. Hey, I'm so happy you're here. You're learning about energy and chakras, you know, and you have to understand where you have blocks, right? Because you feel that energy. When you feel blocked in your throat, boop, your throat closes up. You feel blocked in your head, ooh, I got headaches, right? I feel blocked in my stomach, my solar plexus, stomach aches, right? There's all these other ailments that are attached to it. And as a part of that course, you'll also get that sheet where it'll just be something you can look at and refer to. I refer to it myself, you know, because it's so much knowledge about energy, right? And where energy is, and, you know, beliefs and things that you're storing in places of your body. We carry trauma. It's in our energy. It's in our cells, you know, and I believe even from we talked about generational trauma, you know, on Sunday, and generational things, as Christians call it, generational curses that are passed down to us. So let's do this reading. Hey girls, hey, I love you guys too. So I'm going to do an angel card reading today. I love you guys so much. Thank you. I love your page. It's very inspiring. Thank you so much. Just here being authentic, my goddamn self, because that's the best place you can be. Okay, you said, so music, comic 33 is my number. You said fake it until you make it. So one thing that I learned a long time ago was fake it until you become it, right? Think about words. They're empowering too, right? What you think, the quotes you're saying, the things you're saying to yourself. And even some of the quotes are just, if you take them the wrong way, you'll settle for like, okay, the good things take time. And then 10 years goes by and you're like, good things take time. Like, nah, bro, like, you're suffering. You need to up level, right? Upgrade you, right? Fake it until you become it, because you're more focused on, I'm going to become this, and this is who I am, opposed to getting there and feeling like, oh my God, I'm not being real, I'm a fraud, all these people around me, start looking at everybody else, what they're doing, their achievements. No. We don't want to do that. That's not positive. And it's not beneficial to our soul. Ooh, I'm going to pull that one because it's facing up. Okay. Yeah, we're going to pull all the ones that... Pull one extra one. So today we're going to do 4. So I love you guys so much. I didn't plan on pulling angel cards. I usually do that on Friday. Please join me this Friday. This Friday I'm gonna be focusing on the throat chakra, right? Because your power, honestly, is in that voice, opening that mouth for what you want, right? For what you want. So I hope you guys are having an amazing Tuesday. For me, I love Mondays. Tuesdays were always those days that were like where you need that train to go just a little bit faster. It slows down. Monday's like, hey, I love Mondays. I don't know about y'all. And then Tuesday was just like, I'm still trying to feel Monday a little bit. I feel like it's still the weekend. I don't know what's going on, right? And you're working 9 to 5, you hate your job, all that. But God is good all the time. And patience is a virtue. Get on your meditation tip. Get on it with me, because we're going to have, if you join my healings for Friday, like, transformation is what we're going to be about. So if you have questions or topics you want me to talk about, you can DM me. I would prefer for you to email them to me at hello@queensrecognizequeens.com. Just email them to me and get real. You have to get real about your situation, something that I should talk about, because we have to grow. That's part of our purpose, right? It's proof in nature, growth, right? The cycle of things, right? And we are part of that cycle. And growth can be painful, right? And we avoid it, and we find ways to avoid it and excuses to avoid it. And if you're sitting on something painful and that bothers you too much and sets you off and creates just reaction in you more than it does peace, it costs way too much. And that's the other thing I want to say. What is a lack of confidence costing you? What is not a peaceful mind costing you? What is not investing yourself and believing yourself to the fullest potential costing you? What is it really costing you? Because it's costing me too damn much. Relationships, people, money, like, no. And I've learned enough in the last couple years, and y'all know I've shared some things, only because I like to keep it real, and I like for people, especially younger people, to know relationships and all these things take mindset, not work, mindset too, because mindset is work. Let's talk about mindset, healing, heal yourself, be aware. Also, if you're on Facebook, join my group, Rare Queen Chat. First. I love you guys so much, and I hope you just feel so blessed with this message, and you have clarity, and you feel more empowered and more really, really hopeful, the hopeful within inside, not the hopeful of saying, oh, I hope things get better. I hope, I wish. Stop wishing and do. Do believe, because it's there for you the minute you switch that paradigm and say, I'm not going to believe that no more. That's a soundtrack I don't like anymore. Take that off. All right, here we go. See the signs that spirit is near, reminding you of your inner child. Oh my God. Yo, hearts for that. How, Sway? Because God is good. That's how. Really? We've been talking about our inner child. See the signs that spirit is near, reminding you of your inner child. And we feel that, and we see that when we're in the presence of kids, or if you have kids and they start kind of just like speaking to you, or they just can't come across so angelic and just beautiful to you, and they're like messengers, and they help you heal your inner child. When you're nice to your children, you heal your inner child. Right? Because when you're not being nice to them and you're more reactive, I have children, I know, right? You're either serial killer or best mother of the year. I'm being real. That's just how it is. It heals your inner child, because a lot of us were not treated fairly. We didn't have supportive mothers for whatever reasons of why they believed in their mind they had to parent that way. They did the best they could. And let's go back. Holding on and letting go are two different things. Moving on and letting go are two different things. We need to let go, transmute it, release it, release that pain, release it. And a lot of us have to release it by crying, and we refuse to cry. So if you are someone who refuses to cry and to get sappy about life, but you need to, because you need to heal, and you've been holding in buckets of tears, years of tears, rainbows of tears, rainstorms of tears, rainforests of tears, of pain, it's like a backpack to you, and the minute you release it, you feel lighter. If you come to my meditations on Fridays, 9:33 p.m., you feel lighter, because that's what I show up to do, because I know it's possible. Heal that inner child. Everything happens at the right moment. Be patient and be ready. Oh, I didn't show you the first one. So that was the first one. Here's the second one. Everything happens at the right moment. Be patient and be ready. Patience is a virtue. And I know, especially as a parent, it's hard to be patient as a business owner, as a wife, as a human. It's hard to have patience, but it's a virtue, and that's what meditation teaches us. And the more consistent we are with it, and the more we care about it, because we know, hey, I'm actually costing myself a lot because I'm not investing in a tool that, if done every single day, just like brushing my teeth leads to clean, white, pretty teeth that don't need to be chopped up and filled in, right? I know that pain all too well, right? I don't have to deal with the repercussions later, which is the same for our mind. We need to go a little bit deeper into our minds and our experiences and look at ourselves and really get real with who we are today. Not blaming on anybody, not blaming on who they are, who they're being to us. They are vehicles to get us where we need to go. When we hesitate on making decisions, we hesitate to living up to our full potential, we hesitate to living loud and big and all the time, in every area of your life. Kissing your spouse, kissing your kids, telling your friends you're thankful for them, like just invoking happy, because happy's not going to come to you. It doesn't walk up to your door and be like, hey, what's up? I'm happy. I'm here to stay forever because you made $1 million. You're going to make $1 million and still be unhappy. You're going to make more than you've ever made in your life and still be unhappy. Still living paycheck to paycheck, because there's programs that you've said yes to. There's programs, we talk about changing the world. That's changing the world, because you can't take away somebody's mind. You can take away everything else, but you cannot take away somebody's mind. And as long as you use it with the gift that God gave you, you will be blessed. Here we go. You have the power in the palm of your hands. And this was one of the ones that was facing up. So I was like, hey, I have to pull it. Usually that doesn't happen to me. There was only 2 of them. You have the power in the palm of your hands. All that. Last but not least, I love you guys. I hope you're having a happy Tuesday. Let me see the comments. I'm so sorry. Hey, you guys, thank you so much for joining. Divine Time, yes, always. Yes. I am a kid still. Yes, and continue to be a kid forever. People think we grow up. That's a lie. Aaliyah sung it. I'm going to go with it. Age ain't nothing but a number. Because mofos be old and still immature. Yeah, I know it's true. Let the church say amen. But for real, you have, and that's part of maturity. Maturity is you're taking responsibility for your actions and your healing. Because if thou art not healed, thou art acting in ways that are not up to thy fullest potentialeth. Period. Last but not least, being thankful for all the blessings in your life is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. The pain. Oh my God, you guys. Thank you, God, for that. Thank you, God, for this today. Because these confirmed exactly what I was saying, right? Be thankful for all the blessings in your life is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. And that's what I gave myself. When I was raped and I had to go to court and testify, I lived in that moment to say, you got yourself here because you were given the signs, you saw the signs, you acknowledged the signs, and you said, nope, I'm going to look the other way. That's exactly what I did. But if I can't acknowledge it in the situation, I'm going to move forward. I'm going to be hurt. Oh my God, I can't believe he did this to me. I had to spend blah, blah, blah time in the ER. I maybe never want to be a doctor again. Like, they changed my life. But I lived in that moment and I owned it. And I said, I'm not going to hold on to it. And yes, it took years to release that relationship and that tie and that bond from my system, and to not be hurt and to not take that into my next relationship and not to carry all of it. It took time. It took time, a lot of crying, a lot of work, a lot of consistency in my own life and who I say I am. Isolation. Those that know me, like, you do not see me. I live in the same town with a lot of people. You will not see me, because focusing on yourself is a blessing. Selfishness is a blessing. Saying no is a blessing. Feeding your soul and not ignoring your situation is a blessing, because you have power through your pain. Transmute it that way. When you don't feel like loving, love. That's how you bend it, right? That's what Martin Luther King was talking about. You cannot fight those two things together, right? Fire with fire breathes more fire. Boom. And we have to stop that, right? We don't want that in our life. We don't want chaos. We don't want frustration. We don't want anxiety to be running here, there, and everywhere and not making progress and feeling burnt out, out of touch, stuck, whatever the fuck else comes with all these things. So that's all I got for you guys today. I love you so much, and I am so thankful for you to be here today. I am so thankful for all those that are going to invest in your mind in any way, and change and action. Please focus on the action. And sometimes it's simple things, right? Don't be go looking on X's pages, looking at what other people are doing, analyzing people, judging people. You know, if it doesn't add to your light, you have to stop. What are you doing in a 24-hour period that's hindering your light? You have to discover that. You have to get real. You have to have real conversations with the ones you love and care about. Learn how to work through these things so that you can become more emotionally resilient, wise. You know, wise, not smart. There's a lot of smart people. Wise. We need to be wise, right? Yes. Pretty entrepreneur, just yes. It's okay to be selfish. Absolutely. I love you too, Maddie. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. I hope you have an amazing day. I'm going to put up the winner in my stories after I get off of this. But I've been pumped about this all day, and I have to tell myself, my mind, like, stop talking, because I'm already having conversations before I get here, like, with the conversation. So I love you guys. Take this home, digest it, enroll in my meditation program, because if you're going to be there on Sunday, it's going to be amazing. Even if you get the replay, it's going to be amazing, because I'm not showing up to be nice. Nice for what? I love you guys so much, but, right, it takes a really good friend to call you on your shit and say, step up, and step with me, because winning together is fun. It's really fun. So I love you guys too. Have a great day. All the links are in my bio. If you have any questions, send me a message. If you have any questions or things we should talk about on Let's Talk Tuesday, Transformational Tuesdays, we could talk about angel numbers. If you guys love the angel card readings, I'll absolutely do those as well, because they're always on point. You join me for those. And I will see you Friday for a meditation on your throat chakra, right? We're going to own our fucking power this year. And I have to cuss for this, y'all. Just understand. I love you. Focus on yourself. Lots of love and light. As always, real recognize real. Queens recognize queens. Have a good day, you guys.